Hey Pisces, what's going on? We are here with your reading, what you need to know for November. The first card that we have out is Nine of Swords. And Justice. Okay, when we have Nine of Swords and Justice, there can be a concern or a worry when it comes to doing the right thing. What this also means, you have to keep in mind, like, this is gonna be dependent on your situation. Let's say that this is just, you don't have a lot of stuff going on with other people, or there aren't really any other issues with other people. Nine of Swords and Justice can be a time where you balance things out a bit more emotionally and mentally for yourself. So it can mean that if you have been doing things that aren't totally in alignment with your core values, it can be a time where you're like, you know what, I got to start taking care of these things, or I need to give it some more energy, or I want to be focusing on it more. What this can also mean too with Nine of Swords and Justice can mean like you need to lay down the law in some way, and there can be a concern about, well, what's going to happen if I do that then? I feel like there's something that I need to do here, but I'm feeling a lot of anxiety about that. And then like a third option for this can be if you've been having something going on that you've been doing that you may know there can be I'm going to be held accountable for that. Justice can be the time when you end up being held accountable for that, where the scales are coming through to be balanced now. So just keep in mind, this is going to depend on like what side of this you're on, essentially. So if you know that you've been doing things that are in alignment, this can be like if you have something else going on that you feel like needs to be balanced out, or that you need to reinforce something, it can be the time that you do that. And for those of you that there's some type of correction needed, it can be a time when there is payment, where there is accountability. The thing about this too is that if you've been doing something that is unruly in some way, now can be the time where you realize, like, this brings paranoia into my life, or it can just bring stuff into your life that you're like, I don't want to have to worry about this, and if I'm doing things in the right way, then this isn't going to be a concern of mine. So it can be a time where you recognize that and you can correct it. So sure, this can be something legally going on for some of you, but for others, this can be more so in the direction of doing things that feel more aligned with your values. Because Nine of Swords can be the reasons why we don't do something. Like, I know that this is more aligned for me, but I'm not doing it because I'm worried about that, or because I'm scared of that, or because I'm concerned about that, or then what's going to happen if I do this? So it can be the stuff that actually inhibits you from doing things in a way that feels actually more empowering to you. So this means that there can be more of a focus on this, and if there's been anything that you're avoiding, it can be a time when you actually look a bit closer at it and say, what's the best way to take care of this, or what's the best way to do things moving forward? What this means too is that no matter what's going on in your head, when we have justice, it can mean like when you know that something is the right thing to do, no matter what, knowing that's the thing to do. And if that's not what's being done, that there will be repercussions for it. And the repercussions will depend on the situation. Like this can be something where if it's you with yourself, it can be you feeling a sense of unease. It can be things feeling chaotic. It can feel like a lack of harmony within your life. For others of you that this can be on a bigger scale, it can mean like needing to own up to something and needing to take accountability and not recognizing yet until this actually happens that this will actually be empowering for you. But because of the Nine of Swords being connected with Five of Wands, it means like fear right now could be determining what you're doing. So you can know with justice, there's a right way to do things. With Nine of Swords, there can be all the fears or worries about like the consequences of if I do that and trying to work that out. Do I do the right thing because it's the right thing? Or do I not do what I know to be the right thing because I'm scared, because of fear? Because I'm seeing us go right into a situation where justice is there. So this means that like I can fix things, or I can do what I need to do to balance the scales. So this feels like a situation where there's some type of disarray, where there's some type of like inequity of some sort. There, like the scales are not balanced right now. You're moving into a situation where the scales can be balanced. That's what this opportunity is about. But there's going to be a need to let go of something. What is that letting go that needs to happen? It feels like there being a kind of a surrender more than anything. Because we have the Hanged Man, this can be like, I've been telling myself that X, Y, and Z is why I'm not going to show up and balance the scales. Not realizing that that's going to be the thing that will actually allow you to feel like there's a correction within your life. So this will also benefit you, especially for those of you that you feel like you have to make up for something. Like this isn't just gonna, if you're truly balancing scales, it's not only gonna benefit the other person or whatever's on the other side of it, it will also benefit you too, if it is true balance. But the fear, the worry, the concern, that can be something that adds some conflict to this. That makes it seem like maybe now I don't know what to do here, when really you've known all along. Some of this has to do with a relationship. A gesture being made. This feels like there's a door, there's a connection that's being chosen. Out of many doors that you could open, there's going to be a choice to go through one of them, and I'm seeing a contribution that's going to be made. And you can feel too like this is better for you. I wonder too, like for those of you that you don't have something going on with another person and this is just for you, this can be about like what you need in your life and a sense of balance. Maybe more so on an emotional level. Maybe, Pisces, something has been going on where you feel like something hasn't totally been aligned with your values and you want a new chapter where you're like, I'm showing up for myself, I'm taking care of myself. But there can be some stuff going on that feels really intimidating to address, because Nine of Swords is that feeling of what's going to happen. Moving into how am I feeling? How am I really feeling? What do I need to do if I'm making a decision where I'm doing right by myself? What choice is that I am making? What choice is that I am deciding upon? And deciding on me, because I'm seeing Queen of Cups and I'm seeing Ace of Cups, and this is what I'm doing is moving into a cycle where I want to feel connected with myself, where I want to feel like what I'm moving within brings about harmony and balance, where maybe something had been lacking before. Because Queen of Cups and Ace of Cups is going to be, I'm doing this for me so I can feel more connected. So I can be showing up for myself, so I can connect whatever's been disconnected. And being able to move in the direction of an opportunity that feels like it allows you to go through the type of door where you can show up in the way that you want to be showing up and play roles that you want to be playing. Where you feel like you get to show up with what you have to offer when you are being yourself and just showing up exactly as you, and what you bring with you, and opportunities where you can exercise exactly that and build that and feel like you're showing up doing things that you really love. Know too that if you're on the side where you feel like there's been some type of wrongdoing or something like this, justice can be that there's going to be maybe balance that wasn't there before, but I kind of see it in a way where it may be different than how you think it's going to be having Hanged Man there. Like something was being put on hold or something wasn't happening fully. I also get this sense that is something that you deserve is going to be coming through here, and it is linked to, it looks like 2 new chapters that are starting, because I'm seeing something here for you where there's a mix of these 2 energies that feels like you're going to be playing a role. There's an opportunity for you to play a role that you care about, and also too, in doing that, there's something that you get to do that you feel like this is important to me, this matters to me, and also you enjoy it because of being able to do something that you value or do things in a way that you care about that makes sense to you, like it's for you. And this is to nurture that part of yourself and to be able to expand and to grow and to build and to play what you want to play. Having 7 of Cups is about making sense of things. And when we have the Hanged Man, this can be about getting more clear on stuff that maybe feels more undecided or undeclared for you. And having Knight of Swords be connected with Knight of Pentacles, this can be like fearing taking steps that are actually really necessary and then not doing it. Because Knight of Swords can be like, I feel terrified. And then Knight of Pentacles is what we need to do, steps that we need to take to build what we want to build. But that Knight of Swords is like, I'm so in my head that I don't end up doing it. Or like, I'm so scared that I never take the next step. And then I'm not building anything. I'm just staying here. There's a stagnancy. So there's a need to make a choice to move forward. Really asking yourself too, what appeals to you? What makes sense for you to be doing? Because I wonder too, like maybe there's stuff that's coming up where it's like, you can do this or you can do that, but which one really appeals to you? Because you want to be This can be nurturing your creativity, nurturing your values, nurturing the stuff within you that is connected with what you have to offer and stuff that you prefer to be doing. So you feel like ways that I like to show up, I'm getting to do exactly that, and there's an appreciation for that. And this can function because it works with other areas of my life. It supports that. This Nine of Swords actually feels like the big thing that's sort of, that needs to be addressed and that needs to be worked through. Because having Queen of Cups and having the Empress, this is about knowing what you're connected with, knowing what you enjoy, making an empowering choice and empowered choices that are connected with you being connected with yourself and knowing like what I'm feeling and then taking action based off of that in a way that feels good to me. But when we have Nine of Swords there, it can be the fear that holds you back from doing that. And then is like creating a false sense of conflict. So Queen of Cups and the Empress is like, this is what I'm feeling, this is the right move. But then the fear is like, I don't know if we should be doing that. And then you're like, maybe I shouldn't be doing that. But it's not coming from your intuition. That's coming from your ego. It's coming from the fear. And then it makes it seem as if the right way is not obvious when it is. It's about needing to recognize when the Nine of Swords pops up for you, when that fear pops up for you, when that avoidance pops up for you, and not allowing it to determine the move that you're going to be making. Or to even recognize that that's the thing attempting to motivate you, and then choosing what you want to be motivated by. So I'm seeing Justice and I'm seeing Ace of Wands, which feels very much like opportunity connected with and in line with your values in a big way. This will sort of build upon your core foundational, this is balance, this is right, this is how it's supposed to be. Hanged Man is about figuring out what's been putting this off, what's been delaying this, what's been getting in the way. Nine of Swords feels like fear, overthinking, worrying about stuff that's not even happening now, but then that could happen, and then that could happen, and then that can happen. You know, all of these things that are getting in the way of you just taking the next steps and making the next moves. Coming to a place of, well, I haven't made the next moves because I'm confused, I'm conflicted, I'm not sure what to do. But it's like when you really tune in and you tap in, you actually know exactly what to do here. It's just the fear, the concern, or the worry, or the overwhelm, the unregulated energy that's stopping you from making the next move. Or that you're allowing to dictate the moves that you're making. So this is going to be a big addressing that's meant to be happening here, where fear is getting in the way of you making the next moves, of you taking the next steps. When the next steps are actually imperative. This is also going to help you feel at peace with what you have going on in a big way when we have Justice. This will allow you to feel like you're in the right situations. Some of you, this can be a job or a career thing. And again, it can be about like needing to do the right thing. Like some of you, maybe you're in a situation where you're like, yeah, this is my job, but it has me or is asking stuff of me that I feel like that doesn't align with my values. And needing to like really do what you feel like is right here. Or this can even mean too that you have stuff going on that you feel like this doesn't feel like it harmoniously aligns with the rest of my life. And I know that if I'm in alignment with my core values, everything is going to be harmonious. So if something is feeling out of that, or there's conflict that's happening, if I'm really in the pure state of justice, everything is going to get along. Everything is going to coalesce. And there won't be that clashing. But where the energy can become diluted can be where the narrative of fear enters in, where it's like, you know that that's the right way, or this is the way to go, but then all of the anxieties, worries, fears coming up to deter you to do something else instead, and then you don't take those steps. It feels like it constantly, that's what it comes back to. It's just the fear making things confusing. It's just the concern making things confusing. It's just the anxiety making things confusing. It's just being too identified with what's going on in your head in a fear narrative, that then the next steps aren't being taken. And in releasing this, it allows you to take the next steps. And it feels like take them immediately. I think that's about everything. You want to make sure that you're doing something that you really feel you're connected with, rather than doing something and feeling like this isn't an investment that I really feel that connected with. It's about playing a role that you feel like this really matters to me and my heart is in this, what I'm doing. Because it feels like you can do something out of fear and maybe play a role out of fear, choose something out of fear, stay within something out of fear. Or, because I'm seeing multiple options come up here, you can move in the direction of something that you genuinely feel connected with, and that can be the option for you that you choose. You could say, how I feel about what I'm doing matters too. It's not just about what I'm doing and what that provides for me, like in a tangible way or maybe in a material way. This can be about wanting to feel like this is sufficient and supportive of me and my lifestyle, and also I'm choosing to do something that I feel a sense of connection with, which allows me to show up in a way that's even better, which allows me to show up in a way where instead of entering into the room and bringing a miserable energy because I don't even want to be here and I don't care about this, I just feel obligated. This is about showing up and making the choice to do stuff where you feel like you're showing up and there's light beaming out of you because you actually love and care about what you're showing up for. And that holds meaning and significance for you, more than like a paycheck, or more than an obligation, or more than I'm just doing this because I'm scared of taking a leap of faith, or a poverty mindset, or a fear, just any type of fear motivated thing. And that's what blocks you from seeing clearly. That what you're doing and the roles that you're playing must be aligned with your values. Otherwise, it's always going to feel like something is off. So it can feel like, yeah, I'm showing up and I'm doing my thing, but it like never really feels like enough to me, or it never really feels like it's worth it that much to me. And then the energy that you bring when you're doing something like that, even if you think you're not wearing it, it will still sort of seep out of you energetically, and people will be impacted by that. So this can be saying, I need to make a change because I don't think that what I'm doing here is totally aligned with my values, and I want to move in a direction of something that I feel like will be more harmoniously linked to the different parts of me. And that can mean too, like I've been playing this role, but I feel like in me playing this role, I'm neglecting some stuff emotionally for myself, or I'm neglecting somebody that I care about. Somebody that you care about being you, but because we have multiple court cards, this can also be another person that you have in your life. You can be doing something that neglects maybe an important relationship within your life. And maybe you don't think it's the best thing for your well-being, or maybe the well-being of a relationship. I'm hearing at what cost. The thing is too that because we have these two aces here, this feels like opportunity comes knocking, like that there are options for you that would actually really align with what you would feel like this fits and this is right for me and this meets my standards, versus being within something that you feel like you're doing for other reasons. And then how things start going downhill because of this, because it can create friction, tension, and conflict with the stuff. If you're doing stuff that's out of alignment with your core values, and then you do have stuff that is aligned harmoniously within your life, those things will conflict with one another. Until everything is all aligned, there will be conflict. And there can also be too, like sometimes if we're holding on to the wrong stuff, it can compromise the things that are right that we want to hold on to, but you can't hold on to both of them. I do get the sense that something comes up and is offered to you, and you get to choose what you want to do with it. And that initially there can be fear that comes up just because we're starting with Nine of Swords. Initially there can be like worry, it can feel like it's kind of eating at you, but more so from a place of anxiety. And then the breakdown happens from there. And getting in touch with, having Justice and then the Empress too, this is really needing to get in touch with the things that are most important to you. All right, my friends, we're going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I am sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.